What's going on? A to Z Sports. Sam Phelan with you here live for Titans at 2 from Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park in Nashville. We just got done with Friday Titans practice ahead of a Week 16 matchup with the Seattle Seahawks. The big question for the Titans right now is who's going to be at quarterback. I will play what Mike Vrabel told Titans media just an hour ago about Will Levis's health. I'll give you an update on my perspective and what I think the Titans are going to do under center, as well as some of the other injuries. We've got bare bones with this roster right now, and we are going to be getting deep into the depth of the Titans defense specifically. So going over the plan, figure out who's going to play, who's not going to play, and go over a whole long list of outs. Before we do it, though, want to give a ton of love to two sponsors making it happen today, and one of them being Dobert Pizza and Rotisserie, bringing you a crave-worthy menu with an unexpected yet perfect duo of pizza and rotisserie chicken. It's where you're sure to find flavor. And SNHU, both of them powering, making it happen for me today to talk with all of you. So Will Levis, that is the story. That's what Titans fans want to know right now. 3 games left in the 2023 season, and you're looking for reasons to watch. You are looking for reasons to care. And a rookie quarterback like Will Levis gives you a reason to care. Here is the update from Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. By the way, Will Levis did practice today. He was on the practice field for Tennessee. It was just a stretch. That's kind of how Fridays usually work, is that we're only allowed to watch the stretch period. So he was out there, he's moving around, maybe a little gingerly moving around, but they put him out there. Now, is he just out there for show so they could list him as limited and questionable? Well, that's what they plan to do. Here's Mike Vrabel talking to the media about an hour or so ago.
Coach, how has Will progressed this week, and can you share his status for the game?
Questionable. So we'll see where that goes, but that's where his status will be. Progressed, a little bit, and we'll continue to work with him, and he'll continue to get treatment.
Questionable. That is the status for Will Levis. No real surprise here. I was kind of surprised that earlier in the week, Mike Vrabel was actually willing to admit who the next Titans quarterback would be. It will be Ryan Tannehill at quarterback if Levis is unable to go. But what have we learned about the quarterback's health situation over the last week? Number one, we've learned that he was diagnosed with a high ankle sprain. Now, when that news first came out, I kind of assumed Will Levis would be done for the 2023 season. What have we learned from Ryan Tannehill is that high ankle sprains are relatively serious. It means there's damage done to the ligaments in your ankle that connect 2 plates in your ankle together. A pretty serious injury, and something that can certainly be re-injured if it keeps getting worse. If you take another hit, if you get rolled up on again, that can get even worse. So I thought, all right, they're probably going to shut Will Levis down. Well, him just being out there today lets me know that his high ankle sprain is nowhere near as serious as the high ankle sprain for Ryan Tannehill was when he had it both earlier this year and last season. Last season, the high ankle sprain Ryan Tannehill had required surgery. So Mike Vrabel said, yeah, they're probably similar when he was asked earlier in the week, but I do not think these two injuries are similar in severity. They might be similar in nature. But Will Levis just being out there, big positive sign for Titans fans that, hey, he could play at some point this year. He might not necessarily be done for the season. We have also learned that Will Levis would like to play and is fighting to play if he's physically capable. The idea of sitting him down behind an offensive line that can't necessarily protect him is not accurate. Or something that the Titans are not considering. Will Levis is not considering. He says he's always had the mentality of if you can play, you play. That is what he intends to do. The question, is he able to? And Mike Vrabel's definition of that is he able to protect himself and defend himself? Is he able to move around and get away from the pass rushers coming after him, or is he a sitting duck back there? If he's a sitting duck and not able to move, you can't put him back there. But if he's healthy enough to maneuver in the pocket a little bit and give himself some self-defense, we might see Will Levis against the Seahawks. I'll tell you guys where I'm leaning on this whole thing. And then we'll go over the long list of guys that are also out for this week, because it is a long list, and Will Levis, not one of them, but it is a long list. Before I do that, I want to remind everybody about the partner that is on your screen on the graphic below, that being Doughbird Pizza and Rotisserie. They have a crave-worthy menu with an unexpected and perfect duo of pizza and rotisserie chicken. Great food, great drinks, great deals. Happy hour Mondays through Fridays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So maybe you're looking for something to do later this afternoon. Maybe you're getting off work early and 3 p.m. is coming up quickly in 44 minutes until happy hour is underway at Doughbird. Head into Green Hills, convenient parking. You can get in and out, whether you're sitting down, whether you're getting food to go. Really, whatever the occasion is, Doughbird satisfies for it. You can go watch a game there. It's good on the weekends. It's good for a family dinner. It's good for a date night. Doughbird. Want to thank them and cannot emphasize how good their food is enough. Located in Green Hills, so thank you to Doughbird. Where am I leaning with Will Levis? I am leaning towards, very strongly leaning towards the fact that he will not be playing. Will Levis, I expect to be out against the Seattle Seahawks. That means it's Ryan Tannehill time. It's time to hand the reins over to Ryan Tannehill. I guess if you're a Titans fan, why do you watch? To watch some of the other guys, watch some of these young players and see, hey, how does somebody like Treylon Burks look? How does Tajay Spears look? Maybe you enjoy one of the last home games of Derrick Henry's Titans career, most likely, and potentially the last game of Ryan Tannehill in a Titans uniform. I know Titans fans, not really the biggest fan of Ryan Tannehill at this moment after kind of how the 2023 season unfolded, but still the end of an era, and somebody who gave Titans fans a lot of positive memories did Ryan Tannehill. 3 games to go. I think the Titans are kind of limping to the finish line quite literally the same way a lot of the fans are. Here's a list of the Titans inactives. Actually, before we do that, let's hear from DeAndre Hopkins, because I actually thought this was really good from DeAndre Hopkins. Titans fans, media in general, a lot of people like to ask, like, oh, well, what do you play for right now? What's your motivation? D-Hop has some really good comments mixed in here talking about, if you need motivation at this level, I mean, you're in the wrong business. You shouldn't be playing professional football. And I thought it was funny. I honestly think he's lying about something here when he says he doesn't check his stats at all. I don't know. Here's D-Hop giving some good stuff to Titans media on a Friday afternoon in the Christmas season, late in December.
Switch back to Ryan from Will because Will's injured. You think anything changed much for you guys in the receiver?
Nah, not really. I played with a lot of different quarterbacks, so for me, I'm used to that switch up. More of a challenge.
Are you someone do you keep track of your stats, or are they something you take notice of?
Nah, I've never kept up with my stats. Just something I really never did till after the season.
Well, you're on pace for a 1,000-yard season. It's been a while. Actually, A.J. Brown was the last one. Does that mean anything to you that you could get this receiving core back in that mark?
Of course that means something to me. To have 1,000 yards isn't easy in this league, especially when you play with different quarterbacks. Trying to build a chemistry at receiver isn't the easiest thing, especially when it's your first year with a team. So to be able to do that with 2 different quarterbacks, I feel like that's almost as hard. As hard as going out there getting 1,400 yards.
What about when it comes to incentives? Yeah, I mean, you got some incentives in the contract, can make some money with some of these statistical markers. Do you keep track of those at all?
No, I don't. Let my agent do that.
How did you think Ryan kind of stepped back in and handled the week?
Like a vet. Like we expect Ryan to come out with energy, try to finish this season strong.
For those of us who aren't in the receiver meetings like you are, just how important was NWI for what you guys did? How much will you guys miss him not being out there?
NWI is a hard worker. You ask him to do anything, he's going to do it. So, of course, we're going to miss him out there, but this is the NFL, next man up mentality, and that's why you get guys in the off-season. That's why guys practice every day to step up.
You've been in this situation before during the seasons where the playoff implications, where the game doesn't necessarily mean anything from a playoff standpoint. What do you say to the younger guys or guys you haven't about playing for each other and kind of playing for pride?
I really don't see it. I'm not, the biggest, vocal person as far as, trying to cheer guys up. If you're in the league and, you need someone else to motivate you, then you might be in the wrong business. So, I expect everybody to come out here and do their job, no matter, if we were one in whatever the record was. It's what you're supposed to love to do.
Love that at the end by DeAndre Hopkins. It's what you're supposed to love to do, and you're playing for the love of the game. And yeah, you're playing for your personal pride too, to hit certain markers, to hit those incentives, to get to 1,000 yards, to establish your legacy. And this is actually kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. I don't know how Titans fans feel, but I do think there is a level of like disappointment that obviously comes with this season and this record and being where we're at right now. But you also hit a point. Like you go from disappointment to apathy. And now I think we're almost past apathetic to exciting. It could be exciting to watch some of these guys that don't usually get opportunities to play, get into games. I mean, I'll just tell you right now, Mason Kinsey's been out there like running routes with the offense in practice, a guy who has one career catch. And a guy who's going to seemingly get some opportunity this weekend with Nick Westbrook-Akine out. Like, there are going to be some fun things to watch and root for and some hey, good for you type of moments for some of the guys on this Titans team. That made even more true because of the injuries that we're dealing with right now. Here's a list of guys that are out for the Titans on Sunday. Jeffrey Simmons, TK McClendon, Kyle Phillips, Luke Gifford, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Kayvon Wallace, Amani Hooker, Luke Gifford, Caleb Farley. I said Luke Gifford twice. I messed that up. Luke Gifford is extra out. So I guess, according to me, he's extra out. But notice something here, right? Kayvon Wallace, safety, out. Amani Hooker, safety, out. Kevin Byard, not here. Christian Fulton is on IR. Sean Murphy-Bunting is now out for this game. This secondary going to look pretty bare bones. I mean, and DeMarco says he hopes Kyle Phillips gets a chance and balls out. Kyle Phillips is out, unfortunately. So it'll be receivers. You'll still have Chris Moore and DeAndre Hopkins will really be the main two. No Nick Westbrook-Akine. Maybe Treylon Burks. I think he's probably going to be questionable. He was not at some of the practices this week, did practice today. So Burks, maybe Hopkins, Moore, Kinsey, Colton Dowell. Those are the 5 wide receivers that are probably going to play. Let's look at the secondary. And Brian wants to know who the hell is playing in the secondary. Well, at corner, Eric Garror, Roger McCreary, Trey Avery, probably the 3 starters there. And then as far as safeties are concerned, Elijah Molden will start at safety. We'll see some Terrell Edmonds back there. We might see Mike Brown at safety. They just got a guy named for inside linebacker too. We've got Aziz, but we have no Gifford. We've got no Jack Gibbons. That I messed up. I was supposed to tweet Gibbons. I'm just now realizing. No Gibbons, no Gifford. Monty Rice is obviously gone. So who's the other inside linebacker for the Titans? It might be JoJo Doman, a guy they just signed last week who played some special teams for him. They believe a guy, I believe his name is Garrett Wallow. They just brought in from the Texans, who's played in some games in the past, and he doesn't really have much experience and has definitely never played with the Titans. So could see Wallow / JoJo Doman next to Aziz Al-Shire. It might be a little weird. It might be a little quirky. There's going to be a couple names that pop up that you go, who the heck is that? But maybe some of those guys get an opportunity to shine, earn themselves a contract next year, a spot on this team next year. And then maybe just also like reward for hard work. I mean, I mentioned Mason Kinsey, but he's not the only guy who has been on practice squads for multiple years, who's never really gotten an opportunity to like shine on the regular season stage. And, we might see Colton Dowell catching passes, right? A 7th round draft pick out of UT Martin that's playing for his hometown team. There could be some feel good moments that we feel good about as they happen. So that's the situation with the outs. There's a lot of guys out. Want to give some love real quick to one of the sponsors of today's show. While I do this, I want to remind everybody to go ahead and like the show, hit the thumbs up I know, hey, we're dragging a little bit to the to the end of the season, but that doesn't mean you can't give the show a little bit of love and help me out as other people get in here later in the day to get the full update. And I want to show some love while you guys show love to the show, to SNHU. And here at A to Z Sports, we're all driven by passion of sports and continuing to build careers. I get asked all the time by friends of mine, like, hey, how'd you get started in sports? Or what's it like to work in sports? What's it like to be around an NFL team every day? Well, our sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University's online sports management program, lets you prepare for a career as an athletic director, sports information director, marketing manager, or other exciting roles in the sports industry. You can tap into SNHU's network of graduates working in the industry and take advantage of internships and experiential learning courses within the field. SNHU's courses are taught by faculty with real-world experience. That's instant connections to people. Like, connections are everything in the sports industry. Instant connections at SNHU. They're accredited, nonprofited, and have radically affordable tuition. They were also voted one of the country's most innovative universities by U.S. News and World Report. There is a link in the description of the YouTube video. You might be eligible for financial aid or previous college credits that can transfer. So go click the link. If you want to work in sports and you're looking for somewhere to help you get started, go to SNHU and click in the bio. Justin says, man, how confident are you Sam Diop will be back next season? Very confident. DeAndre Hopkins is under contract next season with the Titans. So I would imagine he will be on the 2024 Tennessee Titans, and that they have every intention of keeping him here. I think that's one of the best things about the deal that they got done with D-Hop in the offseason is the fact that that 2-year contract helps him help Will Levis. You give Will Levis a 1,000-yard top-tier wide receiver to play with, not just in his rookie year, but now into year 2, and they can grow and continue to develop. And as you go into the free agency pool, right, when we start looking at, who are the Titans potentially bringing in free agency? Is it a T. Higgins? Is it a Calvin Ridley? Is it a Darnell Mooney? Where are you going in free agency? You have Burks and Hopkins here to already complement whatever addition is that Justin believes he had an opt-out. That is not my understanding, and I will pull it up right now. We can look at it live together on spotrac.com. He does not have an opt-out in his contract. He is under contract next year with an $8 million base salary. His cap hit just shy of $16 million, void years in 2025 through 2027, but he will become an unrestricted free agent at 36 years old in 2025. He'll be back. So hell yeah. And we would be fools to cut or trade him is what Radio's Active City says. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. I would expect him to be here. The real question is a guy like Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. You hear D-Hop talk about him. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is a free agent, is somebody that the Titans like a lot. We all know this, who I think had a very good, productive year this year and represented himself very well. He's an unrestricted free agent. Does he come back? Is he somebody that they target, or do they try and up the ante for what they expect out of wide receivers? I think Titans fans are really hoping that this offense starts to adapt from this run-first offense that it has been into something that airs the ball out. You might need another weapon to do it because D-Hop cannot do it alone, even though he has been pretty spectacular for most of this season. That's all I got time for you guys today, and showing a ton of love for Will Levis in the chat. I'm sure a lot of Titans fans feel that way too. Will Levis is something that Titans fans can hold and latch onto and feel confident about moving forward for 2023, 2024, and beyond. This Sunday might be RT17 back under center. So now bear down. Well, we'll figure it out together. We will tough it out, get to the end of the season, and then just be relying on hope. Keep an eye out on A2Zsports.com. I will have an article coming out later this afternoon with draft pick scenarios. You might not be pumped up about watching the Titans play football, but you also might be eyeing the draft order and wondering, how can the Titans get the best draft pick possible? I'm coming out with a rooting guide for Titans fans for what you need to root for to ensure the Titans get a very good draft pick in the 2024 NFL draft. So keep an eye on A2Zsports.com for that. And as you're watching on Sunday, whether you're sitting on your couch on Christmas Eve, watching all the NFL games, spending time with family this weekend, Or if you're going to be at Nissan Stadium, you can also be scoreboard watching and hoping for the best, hoping for that pick as a nice early Christmas present. So Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Brian, Justin, I see you guys in the chat. Happy holidays to you and yours. That's all for me. I will be at Nissan Stadium covering the game on Christmas Eve. And then I will be back next week with some more Titans at 2 and some content here from practice as we get these last 3 games out of the way. Thank you to Dobert. Thank you to SNHU, my sponsors for the show. And thank you to all of you for watching as always. Till next time, tighten up. We will see you.